The world's top 10 most haunted places. If you are looking for an exciting vacation spot, do not hesitate and pack your suitcases. There are many places in the world that are shrouded in legends and secrets. More than one scientist or investigator is desperate to unravel them. If you like to be spooked, then follow us in the footsteps of the most haunted places in the world. Island of the Dead Dolls, Mexico. Isla de las Muñecas, or the Island of the Dead Dolls, is an island full of old dolls hanging from trees, shacks, and sitting on rotting couches. You would find the island in the Xochimilco Canal system in Mexico. The strange phenomenon is associated with the story of a single inhabitant, a hermit, Don Julian Santana Bearer, who lived here about 50 years ago. After a little girl from a nearby village drowned on the shores of the island, the hermit began to find dolls in the water. Don Julian thought it was a work of evil spirits. To drive them out, he began hanging dolls on the trees. In search of more dolls, the hermit drowned in the canal, and the island remained deserted. The Japanese island of Hashima. The coal mines of the same name from 1887 were once one of the most populous places in the world. As late as 1959, almost 5,300 people crowded the kilometer-long coastline. But mining stopped paying off, and in 1974 the mines closed. The mining town subsequently expanded the number of ghost towns around the world. Suicide Forest, Japan. This is the unofficial name of the Aokigahara forest on the island of Hans. It is infamous as a sought-after place to commit suicide. This is due to the fact that it's a place long associated with Japanese mythology, full of demons and ghosts. It's the second most popular place in the world. Poveglia Island, Italy. Poveglia is one of the most famous islands of the Venetian lagoon in northern Italy. It allegedly served as an isolation facility for the victims of plague epidemics since ancient Rome, and also as their burial ground. It's estimated that there are 160,000 human remains. Inevitably, rumors of the wandering souls of the dead are spreading around the island. The dark past of this place tells stories describing horrific experiments done on patients of the local psychiatric hospital. According to investigators focusing on paranormal phenomena, this is one of the most haunted places in the world. Choquila Cemetery, Peru. Another atypical location associated with many corpses lies 30 kilometers south of the city of Nazca on the south coast of Peru. The necropolis was discovered in the 1920s, and archaeologists found 700-year-old remains. At the same time, they were intrigued by the fact that the dead were buried differently from any other known necropolis. All the remains were squatted, and they all had a wide smile on their faces. The dry Peruvian air perfectly preserved all the bodies. Snake Island, Brazil. Ilha da Queimada Grande is perhaps the most dangerous island in the world. It's covered by a forest, has an inhospitable 200 meters high rocky coast, and is inhabited by snakes. According to some estimates, the density is 3 pieces per square meter. People tell stories of blood and death. Authorities have banned the island from entering. The Buzluza Monument. At the top of Buzluza, about 12 km east of the Shipka Pass, stands this concrete monstrosity, and it's not immediately clear whether it's a monument, restaurant, or lookout tower. However, it's a monument that was built by the Bulgarian communists in their own honor in the 1980s. The construction took almost 7 years and gave employment to 6,000 workers and engineers. The interior is partly lined with marble. The window panels are mosaic, following the pattern of the tabernacles. Now, the building is dismantled on a concrete skeleton and resembles a destroyed enemy spaceship. The abandoned building is inaccessible. The City of the Dead, Russia. The Dargavs in North Ossetia with its stone houses looks like a picturesque village, but in reality it's an ancient necropolis. Here, human remains are buried in numerous crypts along with their clothes and personal belongings. The Cincinnati Subway, USA. The construction of the still abandoned Cincinnati Subway began in 1884. However, demographic changes after World War I indicated that the project was useless. Construction slowed down significantly around 1925. Only half of the planned 16-kilometer-long line was completed. Organized groups now go underground twice a year. Individuals also come here on their own. Hanging Coffins of Sagada, Philippines. The village of Sagada is located on the Philippine island of Luzon. It's one of the most haunted places in the country. Numerous evidence of terrifying way of burying people in coffins hung on cliffs is to blame. The strange practice is based on natives' belief that the higher the remains are deposited, the closer the spirit of heaven is. What place do you think is the most haunted? Please let us know and don't forget to like and subscribe. We will see you at the next part.